Hey everyone, happy Thursday. I hope you've been listening last week and this week so far. I am reposting these in my on my YouTube channel, so you can search for that Cindi Stickle Nutrition and listen to them again if you need to. So today we're talking about something that isn't talked about really enough when it comes to GLP-1s, and that's blood sugar. A lot of women, or a lot of people in general, but think that this medication just totally fixes everything with your blood sugar, right? This medicine, GLP-1s started like years ago. 20 years ago, I heard in one thing about for diabetes, for diabetics. Like, it's another way to help control their A1C, their insulin, and all that. And no one even knew about them until, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, maybe, when everyone realized you could lose weight on them, and then they went all hog wild buying them. And then there was a shortage, so those poor diabetics who needed them for their health couldn't get them because people that wanted to just lose weight were using it, which I agree. Yes, you can use it to lose weight, but there are people that need it for their health too, a little bit more. And so I want to talk, again, I have my notes. I want to talk about what GLP-1 actually is doing for your blood sugar, okay? It supports the insulin secretion, and it slows gastric emptying. So it slows your stomach emptying, so it keeps you fuller longer, so then you want to eat less, right? And this process helps to maintain your blood sugar spikes after meals, because you don't want that, because then that affects our cortisol. And women over 40 and perimenopause, that's a whole other ball game. And so that is very helpful of the GLP-1 to do that, but it's not the whole picture, okay? Remember, GLP-1 is just a tool, even if you're using it as a diabetic, okay? What you eat definitely drives your blood sugar response, okay? So GLP-1 can blunt that spike, so it keeps your blood sugar more straight instead of like up and down, right? But if you're still eating in a way that causes those constant blood sugar swings, then the medication is working against what you're, like a current, right? Like, you're doing one thing and the medication can't get past it because you are preventing it, okay? And you're already paying good money for this medication, so you want it to work as optimal as possible. So your food choices are the primary driver of how your blood sugar responds, okay? So the GLP-1's helping it, but what you eat, it's on you, okay? And then if you're over 40, perimenopause and menopause, it changes our insulin sensitivity. When estrogen is fluctuating, and then when we lose it altogether, it's such a protective hormone that we don't realize how protective it was till it's gone, because then that's when things start to fall apart. Well, through perimenopause and menopause, your insulin sensitivity goes down and your insulin resistance goes up. So you're already, some people are inching closer to pre-diabetic. It's affecting your cortisol more, because when you have more blood sugar spikes, your cortisol, which it's supposed to do, is kick in to help with that. But if they're constantly spiking, the cortisol is constantly there, it's elevated all the time, you're in fight or flight, your body's holding on to that body fat. So the GLP-1 is not working because of your blood sugar, your cortisol, and what you're eating, okay? It sounds scary, but there's an easy fix for it, okay? And so blood sugar instability undermines your results, like what I was just saying, okay? The spikes and crashes will increase your cravings, it'll affect your energy, and like I said, it'll stall your weight because the medicine can't do what it needs to do because you're blocking it, okay? And stable blood sugar is one of the most important levers you have for this. Like, you want it to be, especially in perimenopause and menopause, you want it to be as level as possible, okay? And then what to eat to stabilize your blood sugar, especially if you're a woman over 40. Protein and healthy fats before carbs, but we still need carbs, okay? Women over 40 need 40% of their daily calories, not on GLP-1, but like regular eating, from healthy fats. That's avocados, avocado oil, olive oil, seeds, nuts, legumes, that like that. Because the healthy fat helps stabilize the hormones, and they're already fluctuating, right, in perimenopause. So you want that healthy fat. It is okay. Fat does not make you fat, okay? Eating fat does not make you fat. That was a lie from like the 80s. And then they made all these fat-free products that made people fat because it wasn't what, fat doesn't make you fat, okay? So you want your protein, you want your healthy fat, and you do want your carbs, but you want those smart carbs. You want those whole grain carbs, the ones that are slow to digest. You don't want the white flours, the white sugary ones, because that is what spikes your blood sugar, okay? You want this slower, like I eat sweet potatoes, and those are perfect for that, okay? Constant meal timing. You want to try and eat at the same time, especially if you don't have much of an appetite. Try and eat at the same time every day. I know that life gets in the way sometimes. Avoid long gaps without food. Intermittent fasting is the worst thing for someone over 40 in menopause and perimenopause, because the longer you go without food, your body goes into fight or flight, the cortisol raises, and it thinks that you're not getting food, and guess what? It holds on to that fat and you're not losing weight. Do not intermittent fast, okay? Please don't. The longest you should go without food is when you go, you eat dinner, you go to bed, you wake up for breakfast. That's the longest, like 12 hours. That's it, okay? But these are super simple shifts you can do. They don't cost you money, right? If you already have your protein and your healthy fats at home, all right? And a question I get, do not cut out carbs, please, as I have 4 nutrition certifications and I'm a functional nutrition practitioner. Do not cut out carbs. Carbs are the only source that our body gets 100% of its energy from. When it doesn't have carbs, guess what? It goes to the protein. Well, the protein's supposed to be building our muscle that we're losing. So if you're not eating carbs and now your protein is going to energy and not your muscle, guess what? You're still losing muscle. So not eating carbs equals losing muscle. You need to eat the right kind of carbs. You need to eat healthy, whole grain, complex carbs that are slow to digest, okay? All right. So you please do not, if you have any questions, please ask me, because I will help you with like what you need to do. But yes, you can tell that I am passionate about do not cut out carbs. You need them, but you need the right ones. Okay. Even my husband is diabetic for 10 years now, we found out later in life, and he still eats carbs. You need carbs. Okay. And so blood sugar is one of the 4 pillars that I talk about in my GLP-1 Nutrition Foundation group program, part of the fuel method. And it's the one change that, most women don't understand, and it changes things quickly. Once you understand it, it totally, like, everything clicks. Okay, so we start June 2nd. It's $100 off right now. There's a link, or DM me in my bio. Go onto my YouTube channel. I'll have a link there. Or Instagram, Cindi Stickle Nutrition. Tomorrow I'm going to share what I actually eat on a daily basis, right? Every day. And so I will see you then.